Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to Hackmud. We're picking up right where we left off. At the end of the last episode, I just shut down the terminal and have now logged back in. So we're going to resume our escapades here as user red. And before we really proceed with what is going to be kind of our first hacking puzzle, I suppose, getting into the Halperyon help desk, I did notice something. I actually typoed the angie.fishietank. So I wanted to double check again. It was actually fishietank, and so that is a valid script. Some fishies are in the tank. They are swimming and hungry. Do feed, do clean. Interesting. There are like little Easter eggs like this, and I've found I think at least 2 more when I went through this the first time before I started recording, and I'll point those out when the time comes. So let's try this. So do feed. Fishies are happy. And do clean. Fishies are happy. Algae eaters are displeased. Huh. And if I do both... Oh. Okay, that's actually a good example. I see. Okay. I can't set multiple values for do in the same line, so there's an error in the code there. If you make mistakes, like if there was just a typo or something, the trust communications error that you'll get back will usually point out exactly where that error is. So I'm going to go ahead and set do to feed, since ooh, they are still hungry. So that's... they don't look so good. I can overfeed the fishies in the fish tank? Why would you push this? Do you crave destruction? Your sentience is intriguing. 11 or 3% of users have demonstrated this sentience. Alright, so there's the Easter eggs. Normally, it'll let you know like just how many people have ever found this before. And if I keep pushing clean, can I get something else? Doesn't look like it. So it looks like that's just repeating. Okay, enough of that minor distraction. Let's go ahead and move on to the Halperyon help desk. So we'll run this as a script, and the help desk is going to be protected by a password. Now, this is one of those times where I think you're probably glad that I've actually done this before, because this initial puzzle stopped me for a little while. I didn't quite understand what was being asked for. So what we would need is to provide a password for the help desk in order to access it. So we need to do something like password : and then this would be the password right here. Yeah, just as an example script. So if I try that, I'm going to get an error message back that the password is incorrect, but it provides the password hint of blue. Now, I have mentioned before, I work in IT, and in my mind, you know, what is a password? I'm like, okay, so I'm going to need something. It's going to be like at least 9 characters. It'll have upper and lowercase letters and numbers and special characters. I've got to find some way to get that password. You know, I look back through my chat logs. Maybe these guys have told me. I try communicating with them and asking, you know, questions in the chat, that sort of thing, trying to figure out like what I can do to be given the password. But that's not what's being asked for here. We're expected to just sort of brute force our way through this. And the password is just a simple word. And that might sound like nigh impossible, but the game takes into account your ability to guess a password here. So the password hint is blue. The password is actually a lot of things. And you just need to get, I'm assuming, from a large table of possible solutions, you just need to guess one of them. So, for example, Blue Moon, which is a beer, or at least that's why I would know of it, is the correct password. But so is Blue Ocean. So is Blue Blood. So is Blue Note. And those are the ones that I know work. So you just have to try something that matches that password hint, and you'll get back a valid response. Now, there are lots of words you can try that will be invalid. So again, I'm assuming that there's just some large table of possible solutions. So with that, we've now gotten past the password, and we can then interact with the help desk options, either notices or getting started. So let's go ahead and read getting started. We'll do that by setting option 2, getting_started. Thank you for joining Halperyon Systems. Your continued employment is important to us. Please see the desk assignment desk for your desk assignment. Okay. After desk assignment, please sit at your desk and prepare paperwork. Appearing busy is important at all times of day. Remember to provide positive feedback when questions are asked of you. You know, I may have worked at the Halperyon Systems before, or at least jobs very similar to it. But our important thing that we're trying to get here is a list of users, dead user accounts that we can then scrape for GC, the currency of the game. For more information, please message the appropriate admin from the help desk roster. So that's going to be the thing that we want, right? Is the help desk roster. Let's just try it right away. We set option to help desk roster. Missing roster pass for listing the help desk roster. Okay, so we don't have permissions effectively to view that. We'll have to come back to that later. The other option, in addition to getting started, was the notices board. And this actually provides more information than it might initially seem, because I believe this is going to be the first time we actually get a date for the world that we're in, and 2057 AD. So a little bit in the future, but not too far. So something recognizable as far as maybe technology is concerned, but far enough that AIs or computer systems have advanced, quite a bit. If you can imagine where computers were 40 years ago and where they are now, I can only hazard a guess at where we might be by 2057. So I believe these are in kind of reverse order from bottom to top, as it's a year and then a day, 198, 199, 227. So the first one here says, Happy Bunny Bat Day. Complimentary bunny bats will be handed out to level 2 employees in the cafeteria at noon. If you are not a level 2 employee, please do not come to the cafeteria at this time. Someone changed the password for the help desk roster to some famous 4-legged butt sniffer. We're not looking to punish the culprit. We would just like it to have the password changed to what it was before. And finally, all non-essential employees, please report to the storage room on floor B3 for a special assignment. Now, that second notice, of course, is going to be the thing that we want. We know that actually the help desk roster password has been changed to a 4-legged butt sniffer, so a famous dog. Again, we we don't have to get a specific answer back. We can answer quite a few different things. So let's try Snoopy, for example. Well, that didn't work. Okay, so formatting on that is wrong. So I still need the password here. And then, so it's not the password exactly. Let's try instead setting the parameter for roster pass. And we'll set that to Snoopy. I think that's what we need here. Oh, the password is not blue. The password hint is blue. We'll go with Moon. There we go. Okay, so we have finally accessed the help desk roster, and we've got 3 accounts there. They're all formatted as scripts: an abandoned, an anon, and an unknown. And it had been asked of us to provide some usernames back to our chat channel. So let's just grab. No, I can't copy multi-line, can I? That's unfortunate. All right, well, chat send to right about there. Coolest cats, and message will be any of these, basically. Awesome, you found it. Rad, let's crack them open. Accounts can be hard to break. You run them like scripts, and they take parameters, right? Yeah, most accounts are protected by a series of locks. For example, the abandoned account is protected by an EZ21 lock. Right, in order to gain access to the account, you have to break the locks on the account. But how do you know what parameters to use? Well, you guess. You have to use clues that the lock is providing about whether you're on the right track. Over time, you start to recognize patterns in the locks. And on the outside, GC can buy you scripts that will unlock accounts. Get started by running the abandoned script. I want to try one too. You can have one of the ones I found. And there's another one provided there. Okay, and that's one we already had. So there's still just a total of 3. And get all the GC that you can. All right, so we're going to start our first foray into hacking into these accounts. And the same way that we sort of guessed the password for the help desk is going to be a lot of the kind of way that we're going through this. So as far as realism in hacking, I'm not even going to comment, but there is sort of a puzzle-based system to hacking into these accounts. So we are denied access by Halperion Systems Easy Lock 21. Provide an unlock parameter. All right, so let's set the EZ21 to unlock. Whoops. I did not close my parameters. That's fine. Hey, how's the hacking going? Angie hasn't gotten in yet. She can't figure out the unlock command. Have you tried something like unlock, release, or open? Oh. Yeah, maybe. Angie's a little slow on the uptake sometimes. It's fine. It's fine. So we were able to unlock the EZ21 there with the unlock command. And we received 8,968 GC for our trouble. Now we also received something else. A clue, perhaps. And I'm going to go ahead and I think we can get rid of that in our scratch. I don't think we're going to need it again. But I'm going to go ahead and store this right up there. And then we're going to move on to our next account. So we're going to check out abandoned. Next up, we'll go with the anon anu21.extern. This is why I don't say them out loud every time. Okay, and this one protected by an EZ35. So if we were to try the same thing again and set the EZ35 to unlock, it doesn't work. Unlock is not the correct EZ35 unlock command. All right, well, we've been provided some alternative suggestions, such as release, which also didn't work, or open. Required unlock parameter digit is missing. All right, so this lock needs more than just being told to open. It needs to be told to open and then be provided an unlock digit. We don't need to put digits in parentheses, so let's just start. Well, actually, I'll point out an error that I made originally. So digit. Now, if you try something like that, you're going to get an error back telling you that you're using digits, man. 465 is not a single digit. So let's just start simple with 0. And at most, there's going to be 10 options. So 0 is not the correct digit. Let's try 1. And I'm actually going to speed this up a little bit, because eventually we're going to get to the point where these sort of hacking puzzles are going to be timed, and maybe it's just good practice. And of course, it feels like it's always the last thing you try, right? Actually, I'm curious. I think it was 6 last time. Is it 6 still? Okay. So I think it's always 6 on that EZ35 lock. And again, lock unlocked. We get something, some key pair parameter thing back. Connection is terminated. We get 34,000 GC that time. I'm again going to go ahead and grab that and throw it up in our scratch. And then we should have our third and final dead user account here. Let's go ahead and access it. Hardline required. Activate with kernel.hardline. So that introductory sequence, when we very first booted up the game, with the timer counting down and all the frantic stuff happening, that's going to be something that we're going to be doing more and more of. So this requires us to make a network connection in order to hack into it. Our network connections are not permanent, and we end up with only a fleeting moment to get there. So we get sort of a cool, like, interactive cutscene. I'm not sure if more is going to be done with this stuff later. So far, it's just sort of, you know, repeat the numbers as provided, and it'll dial in. Hardline is active, and we've got 2 minutes in order to complete this. So let's go ahead and try to run this again. Okay, easy lock 21. So let's set the easy 21 to open. All right, 2 things happened there. We did get in, and it of course immediately then kind of disconnects us, or it gives us a very small amount of time to act, that 5 seconds after we got in. So we were able to extract the GC in that time. But in the future, again, if we wanted to perform some action after we hack into an account, we've just got a very narrow window to perform our actions. And then we can hack back in if we need to get more time. But I could especially see in like a player versus player environment how that's going to be useful, because you'll kind of get notified that an attack is incoming. Maybe you'll get some time to prepare before they're able to hack back into you, something like that. Anyway, so they've been talking, of course. You get in, awesome, me too. Sweet, sweet GC. There was this weird message in there after I hacked it. C0O grave. Yeah, we got that message too. We've been getting that message a lot though. So again, we're going to throw that up into our scratch. Oh, weird. It looks like a key value pair. I wonder if we put it in as a parameter to the help desk script. That's strange. It tells me I'm not allowed to access this content. There's got to be a way in. Maybe if I try? Yeah, let's try and figure it out for a while. Message channel when you figure something out. Okay, so there were key value pairs in each of those dead accounts, right? And we noted those and threw them up top here. So if we go to our help desk script, there we go. And I guess for the first one, let's just try one. I don't remember if it needs like a password attached to it as well. So, well, actually, you know what? They're using Grave. So let's start with it. See what it told them. Missing keys and values. Provide all three to continue. All right. Well, we did get some keys and values. So, again, I can't copy out of my script, can I? Or out of my scratch, can I? Well, I can't highlight it. Oh, there we go. All right, now there we go. Okay, I can copy out of it. It just doesn't auto copy out of your scratch, I think is maybe what's going on. I control C there and it did get it. So that should be all three of those parameters, except I'm missing a comma in between my keys. Whoops. So we'll comma there, and try that again. The others are not all trustworthy. Remember, the trust is a tool like any other tool at your disposal. The others are also your tools. They are weak. Exploit them. Tell them you found nothing. So, the mystery sort of deepens here. There's a message embedded within these accounts, and a message for who, if not us, telling us that we shouldn't necessarily trust these other AI consciousness. I mean, we did just meet them. How do we know that they're who they say they are? Some foreshadowing there, right? So let's go ahead and go back to messaging the channel. This time we can say something like, I have found nothing. And I don't think, well, did it keep the first one the same because I used Grave? It did. Okay. I think I can get rid of this from my scratch, but is this relevant? I don't know, honestly. I don't remember needing it anywhere else, but just in case, we'll go ahead and take it down. It could just be some sort of like representative of decoding with the key pairs, because I think when we provided the Grave, it unscrambled the top one because it's the same as it is down here, but the other two are different. So it could just be a visual representation of that. Anyway, we'll tell the channel that we didn't find nothing. Didn't work for you either, huh? Well, at least we got the money out of them. We're not going to be able to solve all the riddles right away, but with time, we can figure out any puzzle. Yeah, we just need to have enough funds to get out of here, right, Bo? Yes, but I'm worried about Mallory. Oh, I just happened to overhear. Do you mean Mallory the Malicious? And that's Eve, speaking for the first time. Where'd you come from? This is a private channel. Huh? No, it's not. Anyhow, if you're interested in Mallory, you should talk to Faith. She knows everything, but sometimes it's hard to understand her. How and why can we trust you? You were just snooping on us. You You don't have to trust me, but everyone knows you can trust Faith. That's true. How do we find her? You've got to join the Face Fountain channel. That sounds wonderful. I'm headed there now. Same. And Eve, user left channel. Alright. So, we've just learned of a few important figures that are maybe a little bit bigger than these newly awoken AI that we are or that we're talking to here. Mallory, who in classic Disney naming conventions, anybody named Mallory is probably a bad person, especially whenever they're named Mallory the Malicious. And then Faith, who... Yep, okay. They'll remind me of the how to join if I take too long. And Faith, who maybe is some sort of prophet. Now, I'm actually going to go ahead and we're going to stop this video here. I think we've made enough progress. We've got enough to sink in for a little while. But in the next episode, we're going to pick back up with Faith and learn maybe a little bit more about Mallory. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to subscribe. There's lots more on the channel. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other videos. And I will catch you guys next time.